Hey guys, we are back with number 2, the second issue of Father and Son's Issues.
Father and Son Issues. I got a good one.
Okay, I'm excited. I don't know what it is yet. I don't know what it is. I'm excited. I want to know what it is about. So let's go ahead and let's get to it.
All right, so we just got back from Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah, we went to Alabama.
We're on tour.
Yeah, we did a show.
And I was remembering this issue because it's kind of cool. It's the first appearance of a character.
Okay.
It's rather important. It shows up in a lot of episodes of in DC film, in DC comics.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't know about this character. They don't realize they're seeing this character.
Okay.
But the issue we're going to talk about today is Detective Comics 457. 457.
Got it. And so this came out in March of
76.
76.
Probably published around the end of 75. But
Okay.
it is a retelling of Batman's origin, a modern retelling, like the first one since
Oh wow. Since
the Golden Age.
Okay.
They're going to tell
okay.
the story. Before Frank Miller, before year one,
Before
it was
that
this
stuff.
issue.
That
It
was
was this emotional issue, which is great cover by Dick
it looks
Giordano.
beautiful.
And it was written by Denny O'Neil. We had Neil Adams last
Right, okay.
last
There you go.
episode. Now we have Denny O'Neil.
Plan.
And they're redoing the story of the day Batman's parents got murdered. Really haunting cover here. It really takes an emotional depth to the story everybody loves. What's your favorite telling of Batman's origin story? Like film-wise, book-wise, what's your favorite telling?
I don't know. I mean, you know what? Film-wise, I like Nolan's take on it. I like the whole...
You know which one's mine, film-wise?
Okay.
It's a dark horse.
Oh.
The first episode of Gotham.
Really?
I love that scene.
Really?
When that kid screams and they do the pullback and he's doing this kneel between his two parents, that year one famous kind of pose.
Yeah.
The best.
Wow.
I was hurt. I was like, hit me harder.
Nice.
And everybody's seen this origin story, right?
Yeah.
It's a really deep origin.
It is?
This kid's parents is murdered in front of him.
Yeah.
He is conscious during the whole thing.
Right.
Doesn't pass out once.
Yeah, you would, man. You haven't played the Arkham video games because you don't play video games, but you would. Yeah, there's a scene in Asylum when you walk around as a young Bruce after Scarecrow puts some fear toxin in you, and he's going through his parents dying, he's his own crime alley, like he's saying, and it's super emotional scene in the video game, and you would love that. You would eat that up.
I should get into video games. I'm just not. Good.
I know.
I'm just not good at video games.
I know.
So it keeps me away from video games.
I know.
But I do love Batman.
Yes.
So
and Arkham Asylum is my favorite video game. That Batarang is from the exclusive Arkham Asylum.
He lets me display it because he knows I love it.
Collection of it was the what would you call it? It was like the at the time when the video game came out. It was the collector's edition. What it was called. It came with Dr. Young's notebook and it was great. It was a great edition. But yes, so back to number 457.
It takes place in Crime Alley.
Crime Alley, of course.
It's the 21st anniversary.
21 years, like me. 21 years of age.
Of this happening.
Yes.
There is one kind of thing that bothers me in the story. So basically, Batman's in a bad mood because it's the anniversary
of his
parents' death. So he's kind of brooding, like in Wayne Manor.
Right.
And he goes off. He leaves. And Alfred has this line that bothers me in the book. He goes, he disappears every night on this day, and I don't know why.
Really?
What?
He says that?
Yes, he said that. I remember reading this
Is it sarcasm?
I hope it's sarcasm because you're Alfred, and you would remember.
Who? Yeah, no, it had to have been sarcasm. It had to have been like a joke. Like, I wonder where he goes. I wonder
why he leaves. On this night.
At the time, in probably 1975, they were probably joking about it.
I don't know. But anyway, it's Alfred. I love Alfred. So I'm a big Alfred supporter. So I'm just saying, when I was like, what are you talking about, Alfred?
Yeah, it's funny.
He goes back to Crime Alley because it's the anniversary, and he takes it. He's always hard on criminals.
Right.
But he goes extra hard tonight, right? Because it's the anniversary.
Yeah, break some
muggers. He's like, I'm just mugging somebody. I'm just stealing hubcaps.
Right.
Why are you beating up me, Batman?
No more needs. Yeah.
Taking it out on him.
Of course.
It's kind of cool because this story kind of confirms that he's not doing this for revenge. He became
Coping.
Batman to cope.
Yeah.
To prevent pain.
Yeah.
Right? It's one of the most interesting things about his character is how he dealt with this incident happening in his life that took over his whole life. His whole life from that point has been
changed it
revolved
completely.
around
Changed
this
it completely.
moment.
Right.
Right? So he's taking it super hard. Now, what's interesting about this year, it's not very long. It's only a few pages.
Okay.
You're getting an elongated man story at the second half. So
And Batman's not involved in that story.
No,
at all.
not involved in that.
And that's Ralph Dibny
Yes.
elongated.
Yes. And so he's taking it extra hard on these criminals, like blind rage, right? He's like, punching in a blind rage, and he gets stopped by this woman whose first appearance is in this issue, Leslie Thompkins.
Okay.
Now, why is she so important? She was in Gotham, by the way. She's in a lot of other stuff. You should look her up. She was the woman who was there that night that comforted young Bruce Wayne. She was the doctor.
The doctor.
She was
at the precinct.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
That was the social worker.
Got it.
Doctor
Got
type.
it. Okay.
That took care of young Bruce.
Right.
Saying, this is terrible what happened. I got you. Mm-hmm. And she was so sweet to Bruce Wayne. And Batman never forgets her. So he goes there.
So does Leslie know that Batman's Bruce Wayne?
No. So they have this conversation in the issue.
Okay.
Where they're like, why do you, Batman's like, why do you live here? Why do you live in such an awful place?
Right.
My parents were killed here. Why do you stay? He didn't say that, but in his head.
But in his head.
He's like, why do you stay here at Crime Alley? He goes, and then she retells him the story.
Of young Bruce.
Of young Bruce. I saw, but I didn't even say young, he goes, I see a young man whose parents were killed in front of him.
Doctor or patient confidentiality stuff.
So, and I have to stay here. There's hope here. There's good that can come out of here by me being here and carrying on and doing good, right? So, they kind of have this heart to heart. Batman thinks there's no hope. She reminds Batman there is hope. Batman leaves happy. That's a kind of a touching moment.
Yeah.
Between someone that was there at that moment. We know in some tellings Commissioner Gordon's there, and some tellings.
Right, Commissioner Gordon picked him up, or they helped him, and yeah.
But this iteration, she was there at the key moment in Bruce Wayne's life.
Wow.
So he goes visit her anniversary. So it's kind of like a cool little tale.
Yeah.
So he goes home. He's on his chair, and Alfred goes, "Oh, he's asleep," and he's smiling, like he has a smile on his face. And Alfred's like, "Oh, he's smiling."
Like rare to see.
Yeah.
Right.
Because the night before he was brooding, and now he's smiling.
Right. And it's been 21 years.
So before this moment, Bruce's origins was a few panels. This was the first time.
Interesting.
It was ever kind of dived into an emotional way.
Also dived into as being an adult, even maybe. Like that solely the issues of him thinking about that night.
Yeah, the issue's all about that night, basically. Like
Right.
before, it's just a panel and it goes on to other things. This is the one. You need to have this one, and you're gonna. If you never heard of this issue, you're gonna be searching for it. I guarantee it. Which is really cool because the first time I heard of Crime Alley, the first time I saw an origin story was actually Super Friends. It was a Scarecrow episode.
Super Friends, the
TV show. The TV show, and it was about Crime Alley, and the Scarecrow makes him revisit that. It's actually one of the better episodes.
Yeah,
of Super Friends.
Scarecrow making him
Look up
revisit that. It's classic.
Again, first appearance of Leslie Thompkins. Detective Comics 457. I think it's a must-have.
Yeah,
for the cover alone.
I would agree with you on that one.
Definitely
I think it's a must-have for Batman
a low-key
fans.
key
and maybe even elongated man fans.
Yeah, the elongated man's the second half of the story.
Right.
Who was the
Ralph Dibny,
who was the second best detective before who came along?
Tim Drake. Tim Drake is the second best detective now.
Which I didn't know until recently.
Yeah, because when Batman dies in one, he is crowned the best detective in DC.
But I didn't know till recently. Your favorite Robin.
Oh, you know my favorite Robin. Yeah, no, it's Tim Drake. Like if you take after Robin, it's Jason Todd. I'm a whole fan of the whole, not only the Under the Red Hood movie, but also the any story involving him coming back to life from death in the family and everything. But as being Robin, yes, Tim Drake. I do love Dick Grayson, but I think Tim Drake is just it's a tiny bit better.
Red Robin.
As Robin, and as the Red Robin. I think, when I think about Robin.
Gonna hurt Damien fans out there.
They've been alone in the corner for a long time.
They get angry.
They can stay over though. No, but yeah, I mean, Damien's cool, but I think Damien is meant to be other things. I think he's the most un-Robin of them all. And that's saying a lot. Because
way to look at it.
Jason was an interesting Robin too, but if anything, Damien is just like Jason on steroids. Like that is just another issue. Another father-son issue.
Well, since you brought up Jason Todd, I'm going to bring up a Jason Todd issue or comic with Jason Todd that I just love. So I'll just give you a hint. You can see if you can figure that out. We'll do that for episode 3.
Episode 3, a Jason Todd one.
Episode 3, we'll do a Jason Todd one.
Okay, interesting. And just out of curiosity, were you able to vote on that panel if Jason Todd lived or died?
I do remember this.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's save it. Let's save it number 3. We can get into that later.
Okay.
Because I'm super interested because I don't know. I wasn't there. So it'd be super cool to see what you thought even. Like, if maybe you wanted him dead. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how some of you people could do that. But, it'd be interesting.
I'm one of the few Batman fans that think Batman is better with Robin.
Right. 'Cause a lot of people don't.
A lot of people don't.
A lot of people do not.
I like Batman Solo.
Yeah.
I love Batman Solo too. A lot of my favorite issues are Batman Solo.
Right.
But Batman as a character, as a human being, with emotional depth, is better with Robin. It's better when he's putting a child in endangerment.
Okay, well, no, there was.
He's better with Robin. It's just more depth to him, and I love the Robin character.
That's the end of his story. He needs Robin. Like if you think about Batman's like character arc, I would say, Robin's the end of that. Robin is him building something that he leaves on when he dies because he is. Yeah, and that too because Batman is. What makes Batman so interesting is that he's just a man.
It's this moment.
Right. In this moment. And that this happened to him as a kid. But also that he's a mortal man. He has nothing else, doesn't have powers or anything. So he knows as well as all of we do that, one day will be our last. And it's what we leave behind.
And go ahead.
And Robin is what he's going to leave behind. Is that Robin gets to do it for him. Like, because same thing with Dick when Dick has lost, the flying Graysons. Like he's able to do how Bruce is able to cope, and be better, be a better Batman than Bruce, and he's leaving that behind. That's that's his future, and I think that's also beautiful.
Which is the beauty of Batman, right? Preventing that pain, controlling that pain, confronting that pain, which makes Batman a great character.
Yeah, and it makes this issue even more likely that you should own. I mean, come on.
Detective Comics 457.
457.
And I hope I told you about a character because we think we know all the Batman characters.
Right, but Leslie
Thompkins.
There
you go. Look her up.
That's a good one to know. Good one to put in your back pocket for sure. For sure. Well, awesome. Well, I'm glad we were able to get into this one. I'm excited to see number 3. Apparently, Jason Todd-esque. We can learn about, if you voted him to die or not, which I'm super excited about. So, yes, number 3, guys. We'll see you soon. My name is Jake.
My name's Dave.
Thank you so much for watching Father and Son Issues number 2, and you have a good night.